They were able to gain separation, towards the end of the third, going into the fourth. What did you see over that span that allowed them to pull away?
Same thing we saw last night. Turnovers. We were doing a great job in that first half of getting the shots we wanted, executing the right way. You have 8 turnovers in the third quarter alone, and that's when the game ballooned. And we'll keep talking about it. Because I think in that first half we did a very good job of being intentional in our focus, intentional in our execution. And then part of it was on the break. We were getting the stops that we needed, but then we'd come down and we couldn't convert on the other end because of not taking just careless turnovers. I think that's, the silly ones that lead to live ball ones that lead to easy baskets for them.
How much of that was just mental and reactions to plays or calls or non-count? Do you feel like your team got away from the focus a little bit in the second half, or what do you think led to those turnovers?
I mean, we were getting the stops. We talked about coming out of halftime, getting 2 or 3 stops in a row. I think they did a good job. I think we started off with actually 3 stops, but then not being able to convert on them is tough. And I think that's the important piece of being, having that level of focus. When you do get the stops, you've got to reward yourself in those cases.
The game was tied when Jalen picked up his 5th foul. How do you have to talk to him about kind of reining himself in, knowing how important he is to the team, especially with how he was scoring tonight?
In that situation, Jalen is an aggressive defender, and we've said that's who he is, and that's what he does, and how he's playing. He took the battle on to Cat. I think there's one point in the game he takes a straight charge to his chest, and then they call a foul on the floor with tripping. So at the end of the day, he's doing the things that we ask him to do, playing as hard as we need him to play. Now, you can't say anything about the fact that it's just a physical game on both sides, and the free throw count is 34-12. I think you got to look at that and say, okay, let us both be physical. I think that's the regard that I want to address there.
Jamal, you mentioned needing to reward yourself with the stops that you guys got. You guys forced 19 turnovers, but only got 10 points out of them. When you look at that, is there something that's sticking out to you in the moment as to why you guys aren't converting on those chances?
I mean, you got to give them credit for getting back in transition, 1. 2, I think just being able to find the right opportunity in transition, being able to attack the basket the right way, and then finding, the outlets, in those situations. But that's something we'll go back and look at the film because obviously, like you said, we did turn them over 19 times, but then they also turned us over 17 for 24, which goes into those live ball turnovers, which were coming after some of our fast breaks.
You decided to go with AB in the starting 5 tonight, pushing TQ to the second unit. What did you make of AB's play, the starting 5 as a whole, and I guess just what went into that decision-making to put him into the starting 5?
I think our starting 5 did a very good job to start the game. I just like the balance of it. TQ had been playing very good basketball, has been playing very good basketball, and to be able to get that second unit with a little bit of stability in there without having to bring guys back and forth, I thought that was very important, especially on a back-to-back. That's a lot of what went into it. Gary being back in the lineup also, had made part of that decision possible. But again, these guys are just working and fighting and continue to scrap no matter what is happening in the game. But we've got to try to continue to reward ourselves for hanging our hat on the defensive end and get some easy offensive baskets.
Speaking of what you guys did on the defensive end, you were able to run them off the 3-point line all night, held them to 15 attempts, only 4 makes. How pleased were you with your group's ability to do that?
I'm pleased with their ability to follow the game plan. We did the right thing going in, forcing a lot of tough twos. Now, obviously, they have Jalen Brunson over there who's able to hit a lot of tough twos because that's what he does very well. But we followed the game plan the right way. And to hold the team that's, leading, 120 a game to 100, 108 is something that we're going to continue to ask our guys to do to stop these guys from scoring. And we've got to just continue to do a better job of taking care of the basketball so we keep and reward ourselves when we do turn them over.
I know it didn't come in the result that you wanted, but it seems like Goga's stat lines recently, these 14-10s, that these kind of double-doubles have almost just kind of become ho-hum. What have you seen out of his performance as of late that's, especially with him staying in that starting 5, that's impressing you so far?
He's just been consistent. I think to your point, that he's been consistent in these games. He's doing exactly what we need him to do, defending the right way, taking on all challenges, trying to do a great job of protecting the rim, pick and roll coverages, not afraid to get the offensive rebound and go back up with it. I think he's doing a fantastic job the way in which he's playing, just being very consistent, and that's what we need. Thank you all. Appreciate it.
And as you look at that stretch in the third to fourth quarter, were they able to get separation? What did you see during that stretch, and how they were able to pull away tonight?
Got a little tough to score in that third quarter. I thought we got a lot of good looks. I just didn't drop. And I think that carried over into the start of the fourth. Doing our best to get stops, doing our best to play defense. They had some tough ones. It just gets kind of hard. We also started turning the ball over, which we weren't doing in the first half. We were being very deliberate, with taking care of the ball and making sure we're not giving them free possessions, free opportunities to go down and score. They're a good enough offensive team already. They need no help, and I just think we got a bit lackadaisical in that area, and. Yeah, they took advantage. That's what good teams do. So, give us a lot of stuff to look back on and learn from, which is, all you can ask for, anytime you don't get a win. So, it's our turn to, take that and do something with it.
Jalen, obviously you take a lot of pride in the way you defend, but you did get in foul trouble tonight. I'm not going to ask you about the fouls, but how did they limit the way, picking up the 5 fouls, how did that limit you, and what do you have to do to avoid that in the future?
I was picking up fouls laying on the ground. It was one of them nights, and it happens. I had a conversation with Dale. It's just saying like you can't allow them, to dictate, affect you. You know what I'm saying? One, not only in this game, but two, like game aside, you can't allow them to affect your mood and your attitude, in life, and every day. If you're kind of basing, your emotions and your feelings, based on one, wins, but two, foul calls and, things that don't go your way, it's going to be, these seasons get really long and really hard on the mind and the soul. So, it's not going to change anything. I'll continue to play, be who I am on both sides of the floor. And just caught some tough ones tonight, which is part of basketball. So they did their best.
Obviously, everyone's had to step up a little bit with Paolo and Franz out, but you've obviously stepped kind of into that primary option role. What's been maybe the biggest challenge of having that kind of attention and that responsibility, and what do you feel like maybe you're still learning about that, about being that guy night in and night out?
Yeah, it's not easy. It's not at all easy. Kind of get a glimpse into the mindset and mind frame of what P is going through when he's been out there on the floor, what Franz has been going through when he's out on the floor. So it's been a great learning experience for me. I've grown as a player for sure, as a person, throughout this stretch. Hasn't been easy, but I wouldn't want it any other way. Because we've had some good moments, ones to look back on and be proud of, and then ones to take and learn from. That not only will be applied this year, but I think a lot of these, things that I've been learning through the stretch are, crucial for, the rest of my career, and continuing to grow personally and gaining information and knowledge to share to young fellas as they continue to come in this league. So it's been dope, man. It's been a really fun learning experience. I appreciate God for putting me through this, as he heals Paolo, as he heals Franz, and they get back. But it's been dope to be in this position and just trying to keep getting better for everybody, coaches and players alike.
Jalen, Jamal said something along the lines of you guys need to reward yourself when you guys force turnovers. You guys created 19 from New York tonight, but only converted them to 10 points. What do you think, in your perspective, is kind of not clicking when it comes to finishing those possessions?
It's basketball. Sometimes you get the turnover, you come down, you get a great look, and it just doesn't fall. The stat sheet will tell you that, it didn't convert to anything, you know what I'm saying? But, throughout the game, you feel good about those possessions, the things that we're doing. So, I don't think this is time to, to sit here and overreact and blow things out of proportion. This has been 2 really good basketball games that we've been in. Last night, I thought we had a really good chance to win it. Tough shot. It happens. Tonight, we were in a game for about 38 minutes, you know what I'm saying, and kind of lost control a bit into the third, going into the fourth. And again, that's basketball. A game of runs. Their run just happened to come at a really tough time. You know what I'm saying? So you take it, you learn from it. You know what I'm saying? You know, this will be watched. It'll be talked about. You know, get a day to rest. You know, let everybody recover their bodies, recover their minds. You know, it's been a long little holiday break, you know what I'm saying, with family in town and, you know, struggling through fatigue and a lot of things, you know. We're still human at the end of the day. No excuses, though, but, you know, it's just, it happens. It's basketball, you know. So none of us are hanging our head. You know, we're all excited to get back, see each other. You know, come play Brooklyn Sunday, early afternoon game. Beautiful situation to come play basketball. Hopefully it's sunny today. This fog in the city's kind of been killing me. So, yeah, looking forward to hooping again, really.
Jalen, kind of picking up on Philip's point, you know, since that stretch from the time you guys played at Milwaukee, you being thrusted into that number one option, you talked about some of the adversity, some of the challenges that's brought you, but in what ways do you feel like both maybe intellectually on and off the court, it's kind of helped you grow and being in that number one option, seeing the game differently, and maybe being able to process things while you're out there?
Yeah, man, it makes it a bit harder to go and hide on the basketball court. You know what I'm saying? Just because you're constantly in actions, you're constantly touching the rock. Guys are constantly looking to you to make a play. You know, not only for yourself but for others as well. You know, and that's been something that I've been continuing to work on and, you know, differentiate when is the time to go, when is the time to find guys, when is the time to slow the game down, and when do we have to speed it up, you know what I'm saying, to create a run of our own, or when we're on a run to really put the foot to the, you know, to the pedal and kick it from 6-point game, you know, to 12, you know, to 18, you know, and that can happen really quick in games as it did today. So, yeah, man, it's been really cool, you know, not only basketball side, but just in general, you know what I'm saying? Having a bit more responsibility, you know, shows you a lot about your character. So it's been a fun challenge, you know, that I've been battling. Family, friends, brothers, coaches, everybody's been, ooh, bless you, Tris. You're good. Everybody's been so supportive, you know, through everything, good nights and bad nights. So, you know, just going to keep working for them. Putting my best foot forward, you know, and coming to work every day. Big smile, good energy, and, you know, excited to be around my brothers. So,
Jalen, they're a prolific three-point shooting team. You guys held them to 15 attempts, the fewest in the NBA this season. You know, how did you like your group's ability to defend the three-point line tonight?
I thought we did really good, man. I thought we did really good. It's hard. I think we took away the three really well, you know, but then we put them on the line too many times. So you can say what you want, you know, about why they got there, how they got there, but they did get there, you know, and that's just a fact. So how could we find a way to not only limit threes, but also limit that, limit the free ones and free possessions that we're giving teams, and continue to close out, you know, and win these type of games, you know what I'm saying, instead of letting it go left. And, you know, now we're kind of sitting in the locker room a bit, you know, a bit salty that we let another one slip away, you know what I'm saying. So I thought we did a good job. I'm proud of everybody, honestly. Back-to-backs are really hard on the body and on the mind, on the spirit, all of it. You know, to come in here night after night, you know what I'm saying, and play games against the best in the world. It's not at all easy, especially for 20, 21, 22, 23-year-old guys, first-year guys. So excited proud of how everybody came and fought, and we'll bounce back Sunday. Get a win. This one's already in the review. Thank you.
They were able to gain separation late in the third quarter, heading into the fourth. What did you see over the stretch that allowed them to gain that separation and eventually pull away?
Well, yeah, we kept fouling them. They got to the line. You know, we did poor job. You know, staying locked in. I mean, we're really trying to play hard, play aggressive. You know, and sometimes we're a little over aggressive, and it cost us a game today. But I mean, guys, still good effort. If you ask me, guys, you know, we fought to the very end. New York, good team, and that third quarter was crucial.
You mentioned the fouls. I mean, how do you guys limit that in the future? And you know, basketball is basketball, but you know, Jalen gets 5 fouls, and he can't be on the court for as long as he wants to be. But how do you guys limit that and not allow that to affect the way you play?
Yeah, like I said, we are a really aggressive team in defense, and sometimes, you know, you get called every touch. Honestly, I mean, it's hard to play like that. I'm not saying it's not a foul, but you know, we're maybe over aggressive, like I said. And this kind of team, that are looking to get to the free throw line, they're gonna use it as their advantage, and us as well. We gotta how to say it, put the energy into the right direction. Not get frustrated when. I mean, it's hard not to get frustrated. Honestly, you play great defense and you touch them, like just a little bit. It is a foul, but you're gonna get called, and it just takes the energy out. But we gotta be really mature to put that energy into a good place, and we've done that in the past 2 days. Just one of those games we didn't do it, but still shout out to these guys. We came out. We're down so many bodies, and we put ourselves in this position that everybody expects us to beat top teams. We're down so many bodies, and shout out to these guys, what they have done.
You mentioned when we talked to you yesterday about maybe losing focus for for a little bit, or not playing full focus for 48 minutes. What do you guys have to do to kind of get to that full 48-minute effort? I know you guys are kind of down bodies. That margin for error feels very small, but what do you have to do to kind of get over the hump on that?
Yeah, man, it's hard. We're not robots. You can't play 82 games in 48 minutes same way. I mean, if you did that, then we should go 82-0, which is impossible. So all we gotta do is, we are still a young team. We're learning. I'm learning. It's my 6th year. I'm still learning. But all I see is guys going out there and competing every single night, no matter how many bodies we're down, because we know nobody's feeling sorry for us. And we know we are able to go out there. Any 5 man that is out there is willing to do anything to get the win. So, yeah.
Mosley talked in the postgame saying how you guys didn't give yourselves an opportunities with just the turnovers. I believe it was about 5 in that first half and then 17 to end the game. How much was that of you guys making simple miscues that led to sloppy turnovers, or New York going out there being aggressive and just jumping passing lanes?
Yeah, it starts with me. I had 4 turnovers. It's not good, and it cost us a game. It's just we gotta be really disciplined with the basketball. We're trying to make the right play, but then sometimes you're gonna turn it over. But we gotta be real disciplined because one turnover shouldn't lead to another one and then another one. So it's one of those games, honestly. We turned it over so many times in the second half. That was the game, and free throws. So we gotta be really disciplined because coaches are telling us before every game we gotta take care of the basketball. Possession battle. Like Mose said, we didn't give ourselves a chance. So on to the next one.
Goga, you guys held them to 15 3-point attempts. It's the lowest of any team in the NBA this season. What did you like about your group's ability to defend them from the 3-point line, especially considering they're such a prolific 3-point shooting team?
Yeah, shout out to our guards, getting into the basketball, getting over those screens. Cat is a big dude, get over those screens. It's not easy. So our guys did a great job. Limiting those threes because they're a good 3-point shooting team, and everybody just paying attention to the game plan. Our coach is getting us ready to the for the game, and we did a good job, man. Just our guards. It's hard to go get over those screens and not let them shoot those threes. It's I don't know if you guys have played basketball. It's so hard, and at this level. I've done, if I have to do it once, it's almost impossible. I don't know how these guys are doing it. So shout out to these guys going out there, Kenny, Jalen, all these guys going out there and doing that. And shout out to them. Thank you guys. Thank you. Yeah, right. It's really hard, guys. It's really hard.